located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Near post City. It's in. And again, Warren Speak has a hand in it. Andrew Zinni scores the goal. Not only are the fans winning on the terraces, the team are winning on the pitch. 2 goals in 2 minutes. 2-1 up, Preston Macedonia, and we've got an invasion on.
Crossfield ball for Taneski to try the spectacular. It's brilliant. Is it over the line? Yes. What's a goal from Alex Taneski?
Piculovski, it's good. It's the winner. What a great goal by Milevski. The crowd has gone wild, ladies and gentlemen. The Preston Lions are the Premiership champions.
The cross ball at the back post. There it is. And is that the goal that takes them up?
Through ball for Spink. He's in the box. Back for Cole. Cole square. Here's a chance for Smith. Smith, yes, it's there. Spink, Cole, Smith. Smith doing the damage. 1-0.
Well, what a time to be a Preston fan. 3 trophies on the line this season, 1 in the bag, 2 to go. My name's Josh Parrish. Welcome to the Lions Den. We've got a killer lineup for you tonight. We've got the captains of our 2 women's teams, our champion reserves. Julia Milevski is going to be joining us later. The club legend, Piculovski, title almost mathematically sealed. And on behalf of the senior men, we have the hatchet man himself, Naum Sekulovski. Welcome back, mate.
Good to be here, buddy.
I'm just glad we got you on day release from after your indiscretions the other night. So are you wearing the ankle tag or?
No, I got the wristband on tonight. Got the wristband on out on good behaviour, which is nice. So I get to bring the kids to training, which is always a bonus. Yeah, silly really, but it just shows you that we never stop learning in football. Even at the tender age of 40, you can still make mistakes and silly decisions. And I addressed the lads after the game and just said, use it as an experience, as a learning that, that white line fever sometimes can take you to a place that's pretty dark. And I think the young lad, when the throw-in went over and I was chasing him, he threw an elbow and I just saw red, unfortunately, and then saw it for a second time a few seconds later.
None of us are immune, when the stakes are on like that. I mean, let's rewind a little bit to the City game and what you experienced of it, not just in your short time on the pitch, but of course the whole experience and the feeling in the dressing room afterwards, which was sensational.
Yeah, it was a really, really tight game as well. We know their brand of footy is top shelf. They've got a really good group there that they're working with, and there's some nuggets within that squad. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. The build-up was brilliant all week throughout training. The rooms, the energy in our rooms prior was huge, and you could feel that. And I think that translated to the effort we saw out on the green stuff, where the lads rolled up their sleeves and got the job done. There's no other way to put it. I think it takes discipline. It takes tenacity. It was a really massive effort and secured promotion for the club, which is massive. Obviously, you touched on the 3 titles. We've got a couple more to go, and we can make this one of the biggest years in the club's history.
I mean, what would it mean to you to be part of that another title-winning team after 2019 and all the struggles and trials and tribulations we've gone through to get to this point again?
Yeah, you think about the club, and obviously you just asked me the question, but you've got one side of the club's full of junior kids. You've got the senior side, you've got women's, you've got men's, you've got sponsors, you've got supporters. There's so many people on this ship, and the effort that goes in within that changing room, that inner sanctum is massive. Massive. The boys will give me a clip for that one.
No, that's just Dr. Johnny's job.
Massage is Dr. Markov's gig. That you're right. But that inner sanctum, how can I put it? Lifestyle is pretty special in that it's something we've built over the past 3-4 years. We've had plenty of bumps, plenty of bruises, plenty of setbacks, but I think it just goes to show you the character that's in that room, and what we've built over really now a 4 or 5 year period is starting. The cream is starting to rise to the top, and I think we've shown that this year, not just from a senior men's perspective, but across the board as a club, and where the club is going as well is pretty exciting, and it's an accumulation of a lot of hard work from a lot of areas, both on the park, off the park. For myself personally, to be a part of that changing room for that period, and I think to leave a little bit of fabric that'll last a very long time in this Preston journey is something special, because like we said to the lads, yes, we've secured promotion, but one thing we've spoken about internally the whole season was winning the title, and by default you're going to get promoted. So now we want to win that title, and there are moments in life that are rare. So what better chance? We've got Ballarat tomorrow night, and then the following week at Box Hill. Obviously the girls can wrap it up, I think, this week, and we can start to pencil things down in that history book.
Absolutely. I mean, standing in the way though, two teams who have taken points off us this year weren't in any kind of the sensational form that the squad is in right in this moment when those games happen. But it's still a very tough test against the Ballarat side that are going to be very keen to play spoiler. And of course, Box Hill, we all knew what happened when they came here, parked a bus, nicked a goal, and that was that. So two really tough games coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, one of my long-time coaches said, to be the best, you got to be the best. And I couldn't really understand what he meant at the time, but I think what he was trying to say is, it doesn't matter who you're up against, and at any point, and I think we saw that, in the early half of the season with these two teams, that if you don't show up, then you're vulnerable and you leave yourself open. And it's funny where with the teams in the top half of the table, or the A-League academy sides as an example, we've absolutely ripped them a new rear end. Whereas with some of the teams in the lower half of the table, whether it's a psychological element, we haven't quite got the job done. So we'll remember that, and I'm sure we'll put both clubs to the test over the next week and a half.
Absolutely, and this being final home games for both of our senior sides this weekend. Bit of a different kickoff time this time around, so don't turn up here on Friday night expecting the game to happen. Make sure you check the fixture. 6 p.m. Saturday kickoff. Of course, we've got to allow our friends from Ballarat City to get home something approaching daylight.
Yep.
And then the senior women, their last game of the season at home. It's a 3 p.m. Sunday kickoff. Nice traditional time slot. I mean, we're expecting a decent turnout on the weekend, and I'm not talking about any other club standards, because any turnout at Preston is a decent turnout by other club standards in Victoria. We're expecting a packed house.
Yep. No, absolutely. Look, weather pending, you'd imagine 4,000 to 5,000 here on Saturday. So it should be an absolute belter. We've got our sponsors function as well in here pre-game, which is going to be pretty special for all the sponsors, celebrating what's been a massive 2-3 year period as well for them and the club. So yeah, just urging everyone really to get down and celebrate this festivity of football really across all levels within this club, which is a pretty big achievement, I think. We probably don't realise it now, but looking back, I think it's something that will be remembered for a very long time and will be used as the launch pad, hopefully for bigger and better things. There's plenty of announcements, obviously coming very soon, and all of this builds towards a brighter future for Preston Lions Football Club.
Well, speaking of the off-the-pitch stuff, with your role this season with the sponsorship side of things, you've got a closer look at how that all works.
Yep.
I mean, just how important have, I guess, the sponsors been this season to everything that's been achieved so far and everything that we hope to achieve over the last couple of weeks of the season? And do you have any insights, any surprising things that you've learnt in your role off the pitch this year?
I suppose in reference to insight, when you look at community clubs at our level, and we're probably not your average community club, 75 years in terms of lifespan, was part of a national structure in the old NSL, the biggest Macedonian club outside of Macedonia. So we tick the boxes there on a couple of big points. But there is no doubt that without dedicated and loyal sponsors, that clubs at this level, no matter how many boxes you tick, don't get things done. So, we look at our sponsorship portfolio, and without the army, because we have an army of sponsors, none of this happens. And we understand the challenges that they've had over the past 2-3 years, like many people within business, especially. So this is one thing, when I look back over the past couple of years, that loyalty and that commitment that I've seen from our sponsorship, or I should say partner group, from our partners, has been nothing short of top shelf. And again, not to say that we've perfected it from our end. We're constantly learning, making mistakes and evolving as well in terms of what these partnerships look like, how we can improve, and how we can grow with our partners. But again, it's something that at this level you just can't live without. We are blessed to have what we have in terms of a partnership portfolio. And I mean, even now, last week I was training the kids who were sat over there on the table. I'm having new sponsors and current sponsors coming up to me saying, what's happening for 2023? And I'm like, geez, let us get past 2022 first, because it's tiring. It's a lot of hard work. We talk about the army of our partnership, our partners within the sponsor network. It's no different off the park when we talk about the people putting this puzzle together on a weekly basis. We've got soldiers everywhere, on every corner of BT Connor Reserve, making sure this show is a good show, is a great show. Yeah.
It doesn't happen by itself.
No, it doesn't.
And if we look around the pavilion tonight, we can see it's shaping up for something a little bit special on Saturday. How's that all going to work? It's an invite-only event.
It is invite-only. Like all events, we try to get as many people under the one roof at the same time, which presents its challenges. But the beauty of it is we all get an opportunity to come together, to understand each other's businesses. It's an opportunity to network, to grow, to build what we're building within that partnership program. And like I said, I think it really is the foundation to what will be some really exciting announcements leading into 2023, and something that I think we should be proud of. But yeah, it'll be a cracker event. Obviously, for those that haven't RSVP'd, please reach out, and we can make sure we get you on the list for that event. And for new sponsors that are thinking about jumping on board, it's a really good preview to what's to come, in the years ahead.
So we do have to emphasise that we're expecting a big turnout on Saturday. invite only inside the pavilion, but Pavilion Club members can still access your seats to watch the game as always. You just have to access via the side gate.
Yep.
Remember to wear your lanyards.
Yep.
You know, we got to have security here, and not everyone's going to know who you are, so necessarily.
The lanyard is key. I don't want to become a repeat offender and have to kick someone knee high and get another suspension. I think, look, that's just the nature of the beast. We know that we probably could have had a facility 3 times the size of this and still had issues when it came to capacity and numbers. And you know what? It's a pretty good problem. It's a pretty good headache to have. But again, these are the things we'll try to address moving forward, and we'll do what we can to make sure we're keeping everyone smiling and part of the Preston Lions family.
So speaking of lanyards, Pavilion Club, make sure you've got it. Make sure you got your invites, and make sure if you're coming in via the gate and you've got your membership, you've got to bring it with you. You know, you might be refused entry if you don't have it on you. So make sure if you're a member, you bring your membership with you to get in at the gate, because we are dealing with large volumes of people, and it just becomes that much more complicated on match day. So, just make sure, you're ready with, your money at the gate as well if you're paying cash, and just keep things moving.
Yep.
Help the volunteers who make our club tick, make Saturday, a seamless experience for everybody. Batka, let's talk a little bit more about, I guess, some of the players who've shown in the last few weeks. You've seen it up close with, your involvement in the group, and some of the players stepping up when it really counts. I want to rewind a little bit to the City game again. Yep. I was watching it back today, actually. Chris Theodorides with his unbelievable save, diving one way and saving the other. Jimmy with the clearance off the line and scoring a goal with a torn hamstring. I mean, Jack Bozzanovski, I thought.
Bozza, yeah.
Exceptional playing out of position. We've had some big game players come to the fore in that side.
Nah, special. Kirster's been brilliant, I think. Even when we were up top and I was commentating with you, I'm just trying to think which game it was. I think I gave him 3 votes. Western United. Yeah. So he's had a really good month of footy, which is brilliant, and that's what you need. You need guys to step up on the big occasion, and I think, over the course of this season, that's what we've had. At any given moment, it was nerve-wracking, that game. I think that's the most nervous I've been. Usually I can sort of separate myself from it when I'm commentating, but I was getting a little bit jittery, because I think everyone knew how important the game was, and we had that rising atmosphere, and the incredible crowd just building and building as people came in close to kick-off. It was a real sense of occasion. It takes big players to step up in those situations. Absolutely. Stakes were high. Like we say in the changing rooms within that inner sanctum, you find out who's who in the zoo within that pressure moment. And don't get me wrong, I thought all the lads were brilliant, and have been really now for the past 9-10 weeks since we turned that corner. But yeah, Chris has been absolutely brilliant. Bozza, like you mentioned, we threw him into right back. The lad jumped in, did a job after a really good debut versus United. Big Jimmy, he'd run through a brick wall, and that's just the type of character he is.
Debatable whether he'd feel it, to be honest.
No, he wouldn't feel it. No, he definitely wouldn't feel it. He's a strong character. Roxy is, just does what Roxy does week in, week out, reads the play brilliantly, breaks it up when required. But everyone, across the board, everyone's played their role. And one thing I love as an older body in that changing room, and it's one thing that I think we pride ourselves on, it's a team effort. It's not just the 11 guys on the park on any given day. It's not the guys just on the bench. It's not the guys that are out watching on the sidelines. It's a collective. I played the first, I think, 7 or 8 games, got injured. The next person comes in, and then so on and so forth. And there's a rotation. There's a synergy there. When one drops off, another one steps up, and you just got to know that's the beauty of football. That's the way changing rooms operate. If you put your head down and you don't connect with that energy and synergy, you fall away fairly quickly. But that's one thing I've seen within the group. Even when there's been a few difficult decisions and boys haven't played, they've actually kept their head up. Spirits have been high. And again, I think that's something we've built over the course of the last 5 years. We've really worked on that changing room culture to make sure that we get ourselves to this point, and then even more so.
I also wanted to ask how it feels to not be the oldest one in the changing room anymore.
Well, he's given me hope. The big man.
Sash.
Yeah, Big Ognanovski. I'm still stunned in big man. There's a really good story I can tell you about the Frankston Pines game here at BT Connor Reserve, but it's probably more of an after-hours story and not for live radio. The only thing I can leave you with about the big man, about Big Oggers is, he's just a presence, both from obviously from a coaching point of view. He initially came on as a coach, and then we put him on the team sheet as well, which, was a smart manoeuvre because he was required, came in and did the job, and he's obviously done really well, not just, like I said, from a coaching perspective, but having someone of his stature and his experience within the rooms is priceless. And I say that genuinely as an ex-teammate and former rivals. I'd love to have him right by my side, going to war week in, week out, because it's that type of attitude that wins you titles and wins you Asian Player of the Year, and gets you Socceroos caps. So love him. Love to have the great legend back at BT, Connor.
Well, the question on everybody's lips is, is there no excuse for you now? 3 more years, got to match Sash's record.
He's giving me hope. So he's giving me hope, and the wife actually, I think she's coming to terms with the reality that I might have got the red card on purpose just to extend my my playing career, because she dirtied up big time. She gave me a decent short back and sides that night. I mean, I bumped into my dad, God bless him, at the game. My sister was there. I had cousins, and everyone was pretty good. But when I walked through the door at home, I'll tell you what, there's language there that I definitely cannot repeat within this format. But anyway, I love her, and she's passionate. But yeah, the flip side to that coin is that I'll probably play on for another year, or at the very least rock up for 1 week of pre-season, play one last game at BT Connor Reserve, and off we go.
Sail into the sunset.
Yeah, sail into the sunset or into the commentary box.
I mean, that's music to my ears. I'm sure it's music to the supporters' ears as well. Batka, we didn't want it to end like that, so 1 more year or more. Let's just.
Or more, yeah.
I feel like it's a presidential campaign. 4 more years.
Yeah,
they're going to be
that's
chanting
right.
it. But however you're involved next season, you're going to be around the club regardless. I don't think the bug leaves you.
Yeah. No, I'm even thinking almost a Trump-style approach and just knock David off. If you're going to do it right. Go for the top job.
You best not miss, as they say.
No, I won't miss. I'll nail him. He's probably. I hope he's listening anyway. He's going to give it to me. I'm sure the text messages will start flying in. But no, I just can't wait to be part of what I know is going to be a pretty exciting journey over the next 12 to 18 months.
Well, before we get taken off the airwaves by El Presidente, I reckon we better go to a break. Batka,
Yeah,
thanks for
done.
joining me on the lines.
Thanks for having me. Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Genesis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genesis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genesis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genessteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Genesis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genesis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genesis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication, from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
You're listening to The Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back to the Preston Lions Club show, coming to you live here at the BT Connor Reserve Genesis Steel Stadium Pavilion. I'm delighted to be joined now by two members of our women's sides, two captains of our women's sides, the champion women's reserves captain, Julia Milevski. Welcome to the Lions Den and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have to say, barring catastrophe of the highest order,
I know.
The champions-elect of the VPL women's.
There's a slight chance.
There's a chance.
There is a chance.
I'm sure Burundara will be clinging on to that hope.
Oh, yes, I know. They will.
Indeed, but 27 points of goal difference and 3 points separating the two sides with one game to go. Piculovski, welcome back to the Lions Den.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So it's great to have you both on. Let's start with the celebrations, because we didn't have a show last week. Can we rewind to the Melbourne Uni game? We want to know everything.
What a game that was. That was fun. That was a lot of fun to play. We knew everything was on the line there. Melbourne Uni's a very tough team, and we haven't, the past few years, we've been really struggling against them. So we knew all we got to do, get the win, and we can celebrate. And I don't know, I think Dave bought like 10 champagne bottles or something for us to spray onto the pitch afterwards, and like I think it's still stuck in our eyes and things now, but that was a lot of fun. Like straight away the final whistle went, and you know, some of the girls who weren't playing that game came on, and champagne bottles and the song was sung, which was cool, and then the bit of the hoo-ha boo-ha carried on in the change rooms, and
we all heard that.
I think the whole world heard our singing, and then it was good. It was lots of fun.
And the senior women had to go out and play on a bubbly pitch. So
yes, we did.
It was like the Grand Prix out there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Tell us about the game itself.
I think it was we played a pretty good first half. I thought. I think we probably should have put the game to bed in the first half. We had a few chances that we just kind of flew over the bar, or I don't know, straight to the goalkeeper. And then we're lucky to get one. It was a bit of a scrappy goal from a corner, and I think it hit Lex's ear or something and came off and went in, and then we couldn't score after that. But I think the second half we didn't play very well. I think we're a bit scared because, you know, we knew if we conceded like that, you know, it was probably going to turn into their favour a little bit. So we played quite defensively in the second half, and then somehow we're able to hold on. Lots of bruises. I've still got a bruise on my arm from, you know, a few crunching tackles there and everything like that, but
it's all worth it.
It's all worth it in the end. Yeah, I think everyone put the body on the line, and you could see that everyone was like, just gave it everything, and we wanted to win.
Well, that's the way sometimes, right,
It
Di?
is,
In
that's
those
why you gotta
high-pressure
do it.
games, you just
Yep.
got to win by hook or by crook.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
I mean, what does it mean to this group of players to have that crowning success this season after, you've had a pretty dominant campaign, but against your biggest rivals to get one over them is pretty special.
Yeah, it's quite. I think when we all looked at the fixture at the start of the year, we're like, oh, that Melbourne Uni game, like 2 weeks before the end of the season, were pretty good, and little did we know it would be season defining. So it worked out quite well here also at the Den, which was very good for us. But we've had an incredible, I think, few years as a team. We've always kind of come second, and then now finally we've been able to come first and to do it so far undefeated. It's quite unique, and I know the last time a few of us girls were here, it was under 16s. We also went undefeated. So I think there's 5 or so of us who were in that team who are now here hoping to get the Reserves Championship with the undefeated title too. So a bit of history being made. So it's quite cool.
Absolutely. Under 16s. I mean, that's fantastic.
She's changed a lot since then.
Yep.
She used to be a quiet, shy girl.
And
That's
I think
definitely
I
changed.
give Di a headache now.
So did you think Di would still be playing once you reached senior football? Or?
Nah, definitely not. I thought it should be, I don't know,
Long gone.
off in the sunset doing something. I don't know. Yeah, didn't think she would still be here.
Well, 23 years Di, at the club. I know we bring it up every time.
I know.
But
I think everyone's sick of hearing it.
I'm not. It's still such a mind-boggling figure. Have you won a title in that time?
So we've come up through the state leagues.
Right.
So we have sort of come up like when we first started. But we played a few years in the VPL, like the Premier League back then. But we never won it. So we've never actually won like a big title like that before. So it's shaping up to be an amazing season for us if we do get it.
I don't know if we have to knock on wood at this point, but you've earned that position by you've beaten the second place team twice.
Yep.
And you've scored a lot of goals.
A lot.
So that gives you a little bit of a cushion going into the final.
Oh, it definitely does. And we don't want to just sort of go in thinking, we've won the game. So we still want to give South Yarra a bit of respect as well, because they are a tough team to play as well. So, when we played them there, it was we finished 1-0. So, and they had their opportunities as well. So it was a close game. And we don't want to just stop it now. Like we've played well all year, and we've worked so hard to get to this place. So we want to just finish the season off right and finish it off being champions.
I do remember that away leg. There was the howling winds.
Yeah, it was horrible. Raining.
It was like a tornado in
it
South
was.
Yarra. It's sort of trees in the background of the stream. I was watching from home. Thankfully, I was watching from home.
Yeah.
Going sideways. Actually, I think I had COVID that week. Actually,
Oh,
so
no,
not so lucky.
no.
But they're a physically imposing team.
They are.
Dan likes to recruit a lot of small technical players, and they've got a sort of the land of the giants back there.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be straightforward.
No, it won't be. Like I said, they've always, over the years, they've always been a tough team. They're like a Melbourne Uni. I feel like you just don't know what you're going to get, but it's going to be a tough game. So, like I said, we're not going to go in thinking that, it's done. We want to actually, go in, play the way we've been playing all season, and just win it and get that title.
And you want to win it, on points. You want to scrape through and goal difference.
Exactly
right. You want
right.
to win it in style.
Exactly
you want
right.
to crawl over the finish
That's
line.
right. Exactly right.
If we can rewind to your last game, and I know it's been a while because we had the bye week off.
Yep, Melbourne Uni.
But there were some pretty spectacular goals in that game. I need to know though, in your informed opinion, did Liv Edwards mean to shoot from there?
She did. I think she did.
Really?
I think she did. Yeah. It was a cracker of a goal.
I was not expecting that answer.
No, I think she did. She can correct me if I'm wrong, but
she's
I'm
not going to
sure.
correct you.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, but I think that's what she was aiming towards. So she got in the right position and she gave it a good crack, and cracker of a goal.
This is leadership right here. This is standing behind your teammates when a jaded cynic like me will say, "Oh, it was a cross. It floated across the line."
An absolute
but you got to back your teammates as a captain.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly right. Exactly right. Got to give them that bit of boost. Give them a bit of confidence boost. So, I'm calling it. She was going for goal.
All right, and Miri doing what Miri does. It's hardly a story, but that was one of her were her better ones, I think, this year.
Which one was? I'm just
There's
trying to
a lot
remember.
of-
There was so many of them. I'm just trying to.
It
think
was
back
another
to,
goal from outside the box with a lot of power on
Yeah.
it to the top corner.
Yeah.
But, particularly unstoppable effort.
That's Miri.
But I thought Rachel's goal from the narrowest of
Oh,
angles
that was that was insane.
remarkable.
Yeah, that was pretty good. To get to that angle and then to put it away the way she did was just like you said. I think all of the goals were just insane. So yeah, it's good to sort of get that form and continue it on into our last game.
Well, we've got some real season highlights to look back on, of course.
Yeah.
But I think the emotional side of it is probably more important because I don't have to bring up the figure again, but like this club, being at this club for so long, and Julia will understand this as well coming through the junior ranks. It means something a bit different when it's the place you call home, and you've got a chance to get some silverware to go along with the years of service, right?
Oh, it definitely does. I think this is something that I've sort of been waiting for to happen. Since I started. So, like I said, coming up through the ranks, through the state leagues and winning that, that's all great and all that. But to be able to win a league like this league and with the teams that we, play against, there's some tough teams out there. And just to be able to do that while I'm still here, while I'm still playing, it's just something I have dreamed of doing. For the Resi girls to have won the championship, for us to win it and then fingers crossed, the men get to win it as well. It'll just cap off an unbelievable season considering the last sort of couple of years that, we've had. So, yeah.
What was it actually like when you started to play here?
You're going to take me back,
Yeah.
Josh?
Going in the time machine.
Yeah, I know.
What are the sights and the sounds
remember.
of Preston in 1999?
1999. Geez, it was definitely a lot different. I mean, in terms of, like, when I think about just the women's side of it, just obviously having the one women's team playing, but just, I don't know, it's just sort of over the years just sort of developed into what it has. And I don't know, I'm just trying to think back to the time back then, and obviously it was a lot different back then. And
because we hear a lot of stories about women's football in that kind of era of players getting changed in the car, and it's all it's not exactly the strength and
that
conditioning.
Still happens, Josh.
Oh, okay, well.
It does, yeah.
But you've got a change room should you need it.
Yes, I know.
It doesn't exactly jive with what we see now with the strength and conditioning department and the GPS.
It's 100%. I mean, like I said, the amount that it has changed and the way it's developed over the years, I wouldn't have pictured that as a player back then, and you don't, obviously, in those times you don't sort of think of those things, and especially being a woman, and you sort of don't think, we can sort of get to that stage. But kudos to the club and the effort and the what they've put into the, not just the women's, to everything, like juniors programs, to get it to where it is now is it's awesome to see.
I'm going to embarrass you both now. It's always a good way to start a question. But, I mean, Julia, what do you think of this lady sitting next to you?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, only nice things to say about her. Genuinely, only nice things to say about her.
Now she's lying.
Now I'm lying, yeah. She paid me before.
Now
We had a
she's
chat
lying.
before, yeah. No, honestly, when I first came to the club, which was in... obviously here as a junior, then I went away and came back in, like, the senior setup in 2019. And I was, as Di mentioned, a little shy girl. And I think Di was, like, the one player, and I'm not just saying this, but genuinely he would always come up to me and see how I'm going and chat to me and ask about school and everything like that. So I think she's got a real care for all the players, which is lovely, and she's genuine, very humble, down to earth for considering what she's done for this club. Very down to earth. You wouldn't know. So she's a great leader on and off the park, and the heartbeat of the women's team, Di, you are.
She loves that. She loves that.
Yeah, oh God.
So, yeah, I hope.
It's true, though.
It's true. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like to be talked about too much, but we're
No,
going
I
to.
don't.
Yeah, so I know that on Sunday the team's going to get it done for her, and I hope everyone can come down to watch and see Di lift her silverware.
Do you ever in the heat of battle on the pitch just think to yourself, what would Di do in this situation?
Yeah, honestly, because Di was a midfielder back in the day, and then I don't think you're all over the park now, aren't you? But
Wherever Dan decides
yeah,
to put me.
I know. I played with her in the midfield back in the day a little bit. Very composed player. So if I in moments like Sunday's game, I had to be, pretend I had the number 5 on my back, and just try and do what she does.
What did you learn playing next to her?
Well, I mean, I think one thing is that she's, like I said, very composed, which is quite good in a situation where I think some people can be a bit frantic. She's like, I can turn here and I can do a little skill move and I can kind of get going. But work rate too. Very good work rate. I don't like to run. So when I had Di next to me and she's like sprinting and putting me to shame when I was a little bit younger than her was a bit embarrassing. So I had to get the work rate going. But yeah, also just like the communication. I think she'd always say to me, you got to keep talking, And I think then slowly I was able to kind of grow into my own and be able to communicate to my teammates, which obviously improved the team, I think, and also me as a player too.
What do you say to your teammates when you're on the pitch? What kind of
when I'm on the pitch,
or when you're on the sideline?
No, I know. I just tell them work hard. Work for each other. Just support each other. Talk. The girls know what they have to do. They know the job that's at hand, and everyone's out there for the same reason. Everyone wants to win, and everyone wants to have that success. So, and that's what's been great about all the group of girls, not just the seniors, even the reserve girls. Like they want success. They want to win, and they know what the job is, and they come out every single weekend. And just for myself, like being on the sidelines, I just enjoy watching it. Like it's so good to just enjoy it and watch it. And that's why I'd encourage. I can't even talk. But I would encourage so many people to come out and come and watch these girls play out there, because it's entertaining, and we need that support out there as well. So yeah.
It is a good team to watch.
It is.
It is. We're not just saying that for
No.
It's to pump up the tires. It is
No,
genuinely there's
definitely.
been some fantastic football played this season, and going up to another level next season, the top flight of Victorian women's football will be.
We're going to need all the support we can get.
Exactly, but you'll be playing against some serious players. Some already played against a couple this year, but more A-League women's players
That's
in the
right.
mix.
Yeah,
professionals,
tough.
internationals.
Yeah.
But as far as I can tell, this group won't need too much reinforcement to compete on a regular basis.
No, and that's one thing. Like I said, the girls know they work hard. They do that every single week, and we've been doing it since January this year. So, week in, week out, the effort that's been put in by all of these girls across both teams has just been incredible. And it's a long season, and for all of us to have stuck together and to get the results that we have gotten is just, it's amazing. But we still need that support, and we would love that support. So yeah, especially going into next season.
Well, I understand your teams will both be making an appearance at halftime on Saturday.
Yes.
So
Yep.
we're going to celebrate both these teams at halftime, but the more important thing is to watch them actually in action, and that's happening on Sunday, 1 p.m, 3 p.m. kickoffs, the last game of the season for our women, the last home games for both of our senior groups happening here this weekend. So make sure you get out in numbers and support, because these achievements deserve to be recognised and celebrated. On the one hand, but on the other hand, it's just a good Sunday afternoon spent watching some good football.
What else are you going to be doing on a Sunday afternoon?
Bit of sunshine, some coffee, beautiful.
That's right.
Yep.
So while we're in the mood of retrospectives and reminiscing, I'm going to put you on the spot for a few things. Have you from either of your teams, got a nominee for a goal of the season or a moment of the season? I should have asked you this before, so you could go to thought.
I know.
You've got a lot to pick from Miri. And
well,
that's probably
I was gonna say
a blessing or a curse.
Which one of Miri's do you choose? But I don't know.
Is there a moment this season that you're going to think back to, whether it's a spectacular goal or whether it's, you know, a big result or any kind of little moment in the match that you're gonna hold on to and treasure, aside from spraying the champagne everywhere, like it was Formula One
done
Grand
that
Prix
before actually, which was quite good. Someone gave me the champagne bottle to spray too, and I just completely bottled it, so I couldn't do it. Had to pass it over. Obviously last week or the week before was incredible, but I think just honestly, I don't know. Every game's been so much fun. I think this year's been the most fun I've ever had, and that's a credit to all the girls and the coaching staff. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the Melbourne Uni games, that when we were able to win against both times, was probably the most fun because we haven't been able to do it for 3 years. So to now do it twice, I think they're the moments that I always remember. But yeah, I think every game's been so much fun. We've had a lot of laughs in this reserves team. On the field, it's been, you know, whatever it may be, we'll always laugh and have a good time. So yeah, I think it's a bit sad that it's going to end now. But yeah, it's been a great season.
Who's the funniest one in the team? Who's the one who makes you laugh the most?
Thanks, Di. Thanks. I didn't want to say
we got a nominee.
Oh, there's a few funny people.
Loud, funny.
Yeah. Thanks. You can keep going. There's other things. Yeah. There's a few funny ones, I think, and then when you put us all together, it's a bit chaotic. A bit too loud. Would probably annoy people a bit too much, but. You know, I don't know who's the funniest.
Who's in that little pack of yours?
Yeah, that's the little pack. That's the thing. Yeah, you got like, you know, Grace and Caitlin and Sasha. Lex, she's them. Neve is coming into a shell, you know, out of a shell a bit. I've just named the whole team practically.
Yeah, I know. Everyone.
Zam.
That's the secret of these questions. You just keep reeling off names.
Yeah, you just keep going. Yeah, everyone. I'll just say everyone. There we go.
All right, I've given you a bit of time to think now. You know, you have to come back to you for some of your favourite moments or goals.
I think. If you talk about, I think, turning points or big moments, I think probably the loss that we had.
Your favourite moment is
no,
the
it's
loss.
not a favourite. I'm saying a talking
Okay.
point, like a turning point.
Right.
A turning point in the season where it's sort of like, because obviously, you know, we've got high expectations and, you know, we don't like losing. And I think having that loss was essentially probably a good thing for us because it sort of gave us a bit of a, you know, kick up the bum to say, hey, you know, this isn't going to be easy. This isn't going to be a walk in the park. And I think that was a turning point for us where we sort of said, you know what, we're going to knuckle down now and like get through this and get through it. You know, we did. So turning point. No, not
like
favourite, turning point.
I mean, this is the attitude of Di Piculovski
yeah.
right here.
That's a leader right there.
That's why she plays 23 seasons.
That's right. Yeah.
Because she's like, you know, the Michael Jordan meme. She took that personally. And the whole squad has that mentality, you think?
Yeah, I mean, and I think you can see it when we come out. Like I said, you know, we've been training, you know, we started in January, but really we started in like prior to that, it was the end of last year as well. So had a bit of a break and then officially started in January this year and, you know, training 3 nights a week. And I don't think any other VPLW team trains 3 nights a week. I don't even think some MPL teams train 3 nights a week. I don't know. But, you know, to have that consistently since then and to still have, you know, everyone sort of turning up and it's just, it's just amazing to see. And everyone, like I said, everyone knows the job that they've got at hand and the hard work needs to be put in to get the results. So, yeah.
Who's the hardest worker at training or the most intense?
Me? No.
Oh, you? Yeah, definitely. No, we keep you wrapped in cotton wool until the weekend.
Definitely no. The hardest worker.
Or most intense in a training session. Who's got that competitive edge? Of a weeknight.
I'd say probably Rach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's always got that sort of like, you know, I'm ready to go.
Game day.
Like game day face even at training. Like she's just So I'll probably say Rach, yeah.
That's why she scored so many goals I've lost count.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that sort of Terminator
exactly
level of
right. Yeah.
drive. Have you got someone who drives the standards at training? Is it you? Laying the sliding challenges?
Absolutely, always. I think Kayla's always like making sure we all, you know, when we sometimes talk a bit too much, she'll always be like, come on, let's go. We're always talking a bit too much. Sometimes, let's go. And, you know, Kayla and Millie, those ones kind of stand up for us and just make sure we kind of relax a little bit. And then, during the warm-up, it's probably Di or someone yelling at us that we need to stretch properly or something like that. So, there's a few of them. There's a few people.
Well, speaking of talking too much, I reckon we've talked enough for one segment. So let's have a quick break, and we'll come back with more Lions Den on the other side.
Electrical Connectivity Australia is a leader in the electrical industry and specialises in matters of a domestic, commercial and industrial nature. Please contact Igor Georgievsky for any of your electrical needs on 03 9333 0433 or visit www.ecapl.com.
Genis Steel offer full-service structural steel to leading industrial and residential builders across all metropolitan Melbourne and regional areas of Victoria. At Genis Steel, we take pride in our product, service and reputation. With over 40 years industry experience, Genis Steel manages all aspects of steel fabrication from on-site measuring, in-house drafting, fabrication, through to full site installation. We work closely with our customers to deliver innovative solutions to facilitate projects of any size. For further information, please contact genissteel.com.au or contact the company on 03 9465 1287.
MS Designer Living specialise in architectural design and construction of new homes, unit developments, extensions, renovations and commercial buildings. They are located at 14 to 19 Enterprise Drive, Bundoora, and can be contacted on 03 9467 6954. MS Designer Living.
You're listening to the Lions Den on FNR Football Nation Radio.
Welcome back for the final time this evening to the Lions Den, the Preston Lions Club show. We're having a whale of time here. Got our senior women's captain, Di Piculovski, and Resi's captain, Julia Milevski. Do you realise the Resis have made the club's profile picture on Facebook?
I did notice that, yeah. We were all quite proud of ourselves with that one. Yeah, we definitely sent it through the chat and be like, oh, look at us. We're here. Yeah, it was quite good. We're very happy with that. Yeah.
I reckon we should keep that rolling, just photo of the week. We changed the profile picture. That should be an element. I don't know if that was, it wasn't me, so I'm not taking credit for it. But that was good fun. I mean, there were some great photos on the weekend.
There were some great photos, definitely. There was the first time we had a photographer at our game, so it was quite cool to kind of flick through and see, and some interesting
Usually
faces.
it's team selfie that we get, which is great in its own right.
That's true, yeah. But it was quite good to see the photos. Interesting faces that some of us make when we're kicking a ball or something, so it wasn't that great to see up close, but then the celebrations after was very cool to have it documented, so we've all got it saved on our phones and stuff now, so it's good.
Well, as we know, you've done the business, but you've got one more game remaining. You just going to have a bit of fun with it, or do you determined to end on a high note?
Well, obviously we'll get the win because we don't lose. But no. I think considering it's obviously the last game of the season, I think we'll enjoy it as much as we can, and we don't know what's happening next year. There's probably going to be some change, so I think everyone's just going to enjoy the last game, and but obviously we're all very competitive, so we want to make sure that we get
undefeated
a
run.
We got that in the back of our minds. So we'll try not to concede either, because we only conceded 5 goals all season. So we'll try and keep a clean sheet with a few goals, and hopefully share the goal scoring. A few people can get on the goal scoring sheet will be good.
Yeah. I don't know if you've got any special celebrations planned for goal routine if someone in particular gets a goal that they've been waiting for.
We don't mind to kind of point to the badge a little few of us, just as a bit of a laugh, but also a bit serious too. The one finger up is always a good one, and
just make sure it's the right finger.
Yeah, not that one. The one finger up, and then if it's on this side, I always tell people run to where the fans are. Try and run there, and just start celebrating there. But we usually just all run to each other, lots of hugging. Yeah, that's about it really.
Well, we all know Di loves to do a cartwheel or a backflip when she scores, right?
Yeah, when I score, yeah.
When? Oh, you got a goal this year.
I did. I've had a few opportunities actually this year, so no, it's good to get one.
Be nice to cap the season off.
Yeah,
and get
would
forward.
Be, yeah.
Just get in Dan's ear. Tell him to chuck
I've been trying to get in his ear about that for a while now, but he just palms me off.
Well, that's because, he knows the title's not won yet. So if you're up, 3 goals with 10 minutes left, surely it's
Nah.
die number 9.
No. Oh, I'm sure Dan's listening, so maybe, yeah.
This is my pledge on Dye's behalf. Stick her up front. If you've got a reasonable lead, let's not be silly here. We're not going to start her.
No, that's right. No.
We'll start Rach. Rach can bag 4 or 5 goals, and then she can, have a well-deserved
You heard
rest.
that, Dan?
Speaking of having a rest, what's the plans for the off season?
Rest. Yep, rest. Get the body right.
Dye spends the whole off season in a hyperbaric chamber.
And I still can't get it right. But yeah, that's the plan. Just have a bit of rest. I've got a few injuries happening at the moment, so just sort of rest, look after the body, and then reassess, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's my next question.
Yep.
Next year.
If I get my body to a place where I can, physically compete, then I'm definitely keen to go on. But it's just dependent on how the body feels.
Because playing in the top flight is a big motivation,
Oh,
right?
it's huge. Yeah, it is. But I mean, there are also girls that might want those opportunities as well. So, it's not just thinking about myself. Also, think about others that might want to be coming through and getting those opportunities as well. So, again, I just got to see how my body pulls up, and the plan is to get myself right in the off season and see how I go from there.
Season 24. You heard it here first. Well, best of luck to both of you on the weekend. I promised Julia to refer to this Resi's team as the Invincibles from here on out.
Please do. We appreciate that.
As you can, assuming you can get the job done against South Yarra.
Yep, of course.
And Di, title in. We got one hand on the trophy. I think is the way to put it.
Yeah.
So
we do.
Want to finish it off with a bang in front of some vociferous home support.
Yes, please come down, show some support. It's incredible season that we've had, and we would love for everyone to be able to come down and celebrate with us.
Well, 1 p.m. kickoff for the Resis, 3 p.m. for the senior side on Sunday, last game of the season. And before we go, I'll let you know about Last Person Standing, which is a $5,000 main prize. That's going to be on the 20th of August, the Saturday night. And our guest host is going to be none other than the man you heard from earlier this evening, Naum Batka Sekulovski, who announced his intention, tongue-in-cheek or not, to displace Dave Svetkovsky as president. I've actually had a text from Dave during the show. He said, I didn't know anyone else wanted the job. He said, it's yours, Batka, I'm back to Europe. So, big announcement. No, that's I don't think he's serious. But that's going to be at the Preston Macedonia Social Club, across the road from the ground, of course, which is going to be great fun from 7 p.m. Drinks included in the ticket price, so make sure you head on over to our socials and see the details there about how to secure your ticket for Last Person Standing, which is a really important event for the club. So we're going to sign off here on the Lions Den, but last but not least, just make sure you get down to these games. Saturday, 6 p.m. kickoff against Ballarat City for the senior men. Just 1 point the difference in the title race. And then both of our women's teams in action on Sunday. We'll see you there.
Preston. Near post City. It's in. And again, Warren Speak has